like Bobby Blue Bland and James Cotton. I traveled with Little Milton. Just lots of people that are in the blues scene. But like I said, one time they were going to have me open for Etta James, and I was really excited because, of course, she's one of my heroes. And about 2 weeks before, they called me and they go, no, we just realized you were supposed to open for Etta. No, girl, no, we're going to have you open. And they had me open for somebody else.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, no, I want to hang with Etta. I want to hang. They're like, nope, sorry. And I'm like, I called a bunch of people, and, they can't move that. They're like, no, you're not going to open for Etta. We need you to open for the Guy act the following week. And I'm like, oh.
Ah.
So that's how that goes, But I did go see Etta. I did go see her.
Yeah. I didn't realize that they do that type of thing. So, I mean, that's something new that I've learned today.
It makes sense, variety, Yeah,
I guess so. But, I mean, I don't think that's something that they should have to do all the time. So
unless they're doing something like, like they used to have, a women's festival or something, obviously.
Right.
But generally, they're trying to mix it up. They're trying to keep their audience entertained. And that's good booking, that's just the way it goes. It actually works in my advantage to some extent because it means there's slots where they're looking for female acts, female-led bands. And that works to my advantage because, unfortunately, there aren't very many of us out there. There's a few, but not a lot. Not a lot at all. I mean, if you look up women in blues in America, I mean, they're really just like a handful, or maybe.
Well, then your chosen field is working out good, and that's where you're meant to be.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, whether you chose it or not, as you said, you really didn't, but now that you're there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now, one of the things that I read that really surprised me, because, of course, I had no idea, and I'm sure many of the listeners out there had no idea that she was a musician before going into politics, is that you worked with Condoleezza Rice, and she used to accompany you on the piano. How did the two of you meet and end up playing together?
Yes, she was in the music school you and I talked about earlier.
Oh, okay.
And Condoleezza Rice was an amazing and talented pianist, and she was in music school with me. And so when you're of what they call a voice major, you have to have someone play piano for you when you go through these arias and things. Mm-hmm. So the poor girl, became my accompanist. And I'm sure she had many, better singers that she worked with. But
you have a great voice.
But I mean in the opera field, we're talking opera here,
Oh, okay.
But I remember working with her, and that she was really great, a great musician. And then about 10 years later, I was watching TV one night, and I saw this woman come on there on this. I was like channel surfing, and it was the Republican National Convention, and there's this woman on the stage, and in the bottom corner it says Condoleezza Rice, and her name is spelled so unusually, that
right.
I was like, oh my God, that's just the weirdest thing, So the next day we looked it up. We're like, yep, she went to the University of Denver. I'm like, that's crazy,
Wow.
But she always was, I think, who she is now. I mean, the early version. Like she was never, like I was. Let's just say it. Shall we just say it? I was kind of on the hippie movement,
Right.
And she was always just this rather soft-spoken but confident young woman who was going to music school. I mean, so her progression to not become a broke-ass musician. I mean, she could have become, a totally respectable, broke-ass musician, but no, she ends up in the White House. So it was interesting to see, that progression of hers, but politically it wasn't that surprising because she always was that kind of that way,
Yeah,
well, they say that
musicians
have a day job, so maybe her day job was Secretary of State, and she's really secretly a musician.
Right. Well, she does play occasionally at various things.
Okay.
When she was
Really?
at the White House, I heard a few times that she had, actually played, or I think that's actually unconfirmed. But yeah, but she had the talent. She had it. But her day job, she got involved in something else.
We'll call it that.
But it was also kind of funny then when I became, Blues Artist of the Year. I think that was the same year that she was in the White House, and it was just kind of hilarious, And then I was going to contact her, and then I think we had 9/11 or something, and then they started screening all the mail. I think that was after that, when they had the powder in all the mail, they were having problems.
Right.
And then I decided not to try to track her down because, what for? I just thought it would be funny, But,
right.
Well, I'm always looking for funny,
Yeah.
But then I thought, well, she's got bigger fish to fry than to laugh about the irony of our respective careers.
Well, you never know. Maybe a reunion will come up and you guys will meet up again someday.
Yeah, I think
and be able
she's
to
up
talk
at
about
Stanford,
Mhm.
But need we say, but we're so politically diverse. But still, I wouldn't mind seeing her because I just think it's just so funny,
I know.
And we were, and it's always sweet to me, when you were, with someone when you were young, you were, we were practically children,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. Well, everybody, gets their chosen field, and that just happens to be hers.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to go ahead and play another song for our listeners, and this one is going to be Someone Else Is Stepping In.
Oh, yes. I love this.
Came home this morning, oh, what a shock, when he found out his key no longer fit my lock. Oh, baby, you can go back where you've been. You've been stepping out. Now someone else is stepping in. I was a fool you could count on, one that you could call when no one else was at home. Oh, baby, remember how you treated me.
was Someone Else Is Stepping In by Peach. You want to tell us a little bit about that song?
Yeah, sure. That's a song that Denise LaSalle wrote, and I had the privilege to chat with her on the phone before I recorded it. And she lives back in the Midwest. I think she's an icon, and I was honored to do her song. The horn arrangements were Lee Thornburg, who was one of the, I think he was in the band Chicago. And on guitar is Joey Delgado, who I'm going to be playing with at some of my upcoming gigs. And Joey has a band, the Delgado Brothers, here in Los Angeles, and they're pretty well known and do a lot of festivals. And I've known Joey for a long time, and just love his guitar playing. So that's a little bit about that track. I love the lyrics. It's just a great song.
Yeah, it's a totally different sound from the previous song that we heard, but you know, they're both wonderful songs. The other one's a little bit more upbeat where you can dance to, and this song is more like a sway to.
Yeah, it's actually I do it slower than most people, and that drives a lot of people nuts when they first play it with me, because that's just where I hear it. And you have to stick to that when you're a singer, because that's where you're going to sing it, and that's how you're going to do it. But,
well, you're the leader of the band, so you work it, girl.
Well, I do not discriminate with who I play with. So if there are women in my band, it's because, they're the best person for that slot.
Right.
But often I have a bunch of guys in the band, so it's kind of like you're a woman trying to control 5 men.
Yeah,
it's a tall order. It's a tall order.